Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and here's two free boxes already pre-made and actually got a lot of artwork for them. So I thought I'd start with them, and I'm going to share. I've already made two more of the videos on this gentleman's free vector and free monogram fonts. But I'm just going to download the file and I'm just going to kind of show you how to start. And I'm going to put a link. Kind of hard to tell which one's a Corel, but it's either this one or this one. So you can go to View and maybe put large icons and then hover over it, and there's the Corel file. Just double click on it. It opened it up. Now, the downside, if you don't use 3mm plywood, which you're going to cut this out of, this was designed for 3mm plywood. And a good way to test it is that female joint right there. Move it away and you can see it is 1.11 or 1.118. We need at least 1.124. Really, 1/8 inch plywood should be 1.25. So how you could correct that, let's get this off the page. Let's go ahead and make a duplicate of it. And I've used somebody else's file. My duplicate is 0 or not set to 0, yet. I'm going to select all this, and I'm with the ratio locked. I'm going to go 104.5% bigger. Wow. 104.5 instead of 1,050. Now let's measure. Let's measure this joint. Smart fill tool. Fill it in. Move it out of the way. I'm at 1.123. That's almost perfect because you can sand, the male parts to fit in the female parts very easily. Now, the only other thing I would check your parallel dimension tool. And we're 1.2, but if we run the percentage out, it's 1.333. That's pretty good to go because then you're going to sand it. So, but before I would cut this out, I'd do a test cut because this is going to take, 4 or 5 minutes to cut, and a piece of wood that's, 12 by 13 inches. So let's just get rid of the original right here. Let's Control D and make a duplicate of the whole thing. And there's my nudge factor or duplicate distance set funny again. Let's take a rectangle and put it around the only two joints that count. We'll go and change it to a red hairline. Here I am working in millimeters again. And then take your virtual segment delete key and delete everything outside that box. Now you're still going to have some left over and you won't be able to get it. And if you see, if we select this, well, I must have got it all. Normally you'd have to break the curve apart. But then let's zoom in here and take your smart fill tool, and you know what, I didn't even have to delete anything. I could have just filled in these two parts. And then take these two pieces, left click, right click, make sure you're on a hairline. So take these two pieces at the top of your laser bed, put a scrap piece of wood in your laser, and the same wood you're going to use though for your project, and cut that out. If that fits, if it's a little bit tight, good. You can make it work. Because if you sand your work like you should, get all the burn residue off, it's going to sand these a little bit thinner. It won't change the inside, but it'll change the outside of this mill part. Now, just a little word of suggestion how I would sand this. I would engrave this out of a piece of wood, and then right after I engrave it or cut it, I'd cut the wood out to that size. And the reason for that is because I can take this I'm going to group that together. I can take that out of the laser bed, maybe put some, well, this is easy, but I'd maybe put a piece of tape over there. And then flip it over and take you a piece of blue or masking tape, blue masking tape or blue tape, and tape over those fine parts with a blue tape. Turn it back over and sand it. The other parts aren't going to break off. But these little, I mean, this is such a good drawing. That right there is going to be pretty fragile if you hit it with a sander. Anyway, I'll put a link to this website where this box is at the bottom of the video. Hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.